Welcome to another presentation of the Dream Season Football League. On Week 8's version of Dream Season Total Access, are the 49ers the most unstoppable team in football? They currently have the most wins in the NFC. The Buccaneers shut down the Saints offense in their first matchup in Tampa Bay. Will they have a repeat performance in New Orleans? And what have we learned from the Dream Bowl 1? This is the Dream Season Total Access.
Hello friends, and welcome inside our Dream Season Total Access studios. I'm your host Nick Rice, and we are back with some more Dream Season analysis. After Week 8 of the Dream Season Football League, we are getting into the nitty-gritty of the season here. Second half of DSFL football will be kicked off this coming weekend as Week 9 highlights are coming out this Sunday. But as we turn to the DSFL standings here, we will first take a look at the AFC. Starting with our most decided division being the AFC North. After 8 weeks, the Steelers already have an impressive 4.5 game lead over the second place Baltimore Ravens. Pittsburgh has fortified itself as a powerhouse in this league, while the Browns and Bengals have yet to win early in the year. In the South, the Houston Texans and Oilers mix of teams hold a 6-2 record, while winning 5 in a row in impressive fashion. Indianapolis is currently at 5-3, looking for more divisional wins to increase their playoff chances. The AFC West crown is currently held by the Raiders, who by this point have sights on wrapping up the first seed in the West, even with interdivision foes Kansas City at 4-3 and Denver at 3-4. Last but not least, Miami, at least for now, seem to have erased all doubts concerning them as a lamer version of last year's Tennessee Titans, who started the year 5-0 then finished at 9-7. So far in this one, they're 6-1. And Buffalo sits atop the AFC in the wildcard chase at 5-2. Over in the NFC, we see several teams looking to pull away from the pack, including our most successful division, the NFC North. Every team has a realistic shot to enter the playoffs so far, as Green Bay currently would enter the playoffs as the second seed at 6-1. Chicago holds the 6th seed, and we have Detroit and Minnesota trailing in the NFC North. In the NFC South, New Orleans and Tampa Bay will face off in Week 9 with the winner maintaining a good hold of the division. In the NFC West, the 49ers could do the improbable and become the first Dream Season team to ever go through a season without a loss. Titans so far have the record with the most wins in a row to start the season at 5-0 in the DSFL 1. Nothing quite compares to the best of the best duking it out in the DSFL here week after week. As much as we have seen great players on specific teams perform in great qualities, there's nothing like the entertainment of gathering all those players together. Our first peek at the Dream Season Pro Bowl starting roster is revealed here after Week 8. We have our updated list for the upcoming Dream Season Pro Bowl participants. So here is the starting roster for both conferences in the upcoming DSFL Pro Bowl. In the AFC, we have a gunslinger in Kenny Stabler that can flat out let it rip. His top 5 passing yards is the reason why Oakland has a 6-1 record to this point. In the backfield, we have a Raider that will be creating big lanes for the bulldozer from Pittsburgh, Franco Harris. Bo Jackson currently will be the starting fullback and Harris as the halfback. An offense as talented as this wouldn't go very far without wide receivers in the likes of Marvin Harrison from Indianapolis and Lionel Taylor from Denver. Both of these pass catchers make a living producing the big play for their team, as they both currently rank inside the top 5 in receiving yards. Now from All-Pro wide receivers, we turn to our All-Pro tight end. Shannon Sharpe from Baltimore has produced both as the run blocker and as the biggest receiving threat for the Ravens. He currently ranks in the top 3 in receiving yards and catches at tight end. For the AFC offensive line, here is the top-rated guard, center, and tackle. Not surprising to see Jim Otto and Gene Upshaw as the Raiders crack the list. Jake Long from Miami is the tackle. Here is a rundown of our current AFC defensive starters, including hard-hitting linebacker James Farrior, dangerous cover man Mel Blount, and big play man Rod Woodson, all from the Steelers. In the NFC, we will start up with our starting quarterback in this conference, Aaron Rodgers. Despite a lackluster beginning, the quarterback from Green Bay has really lit it up in recent weeks. His team is currently 6-1. In the backfield, we have a 49er who loves to pound it up inside in Joe Perry. And we have a starting halfback that can easily get the ball into the end zone. This dangerous combo should be able to make some big plays in our upcoming Pro Bowl. Now we have a tandem of pass catchers from the NFC that will get open and deep often for this ball club, starting with wide receiver Tommy McDonald, aka Mini Maverick. This big play threat for the Eagles has really helped his team start up very strong in the year. The big play potential of this man is, believe it or not, matched by the Saints' Eric Martin. Despite the fact that he hasn't gone to the Hall of Fame, he has been one of the top DSFL wide receivers so far in this one. We also have a Packers tight end in Paul Kaufman that can get the ball into the end zone when need be. He's our starting tight end in the NFC. Now here's a rundown at our top tackle, guard, and center in the NFC, including Forrest Gregg from the Packers, Jari Evans from the Saints, and Chuck Bednarik from the Eagles. Now here's another rundown of our NFC defensive starters, including Alex Karras from the Lions, Charles Haley from the Niners, who despite his injury early on in the year should be able to continue to prove deadly rushing the quarterback. We also have the middle linebacker Sam Mills, who was our shortest DSFL Pro Bowl participant, and Ronnie Lott from the 49ers. In the DSFL for week number 9, we have a couple of key games that will be big in determining who will be able to get a top in the DSFL ranks as far as the playoffs are concerned, as far as getting first in the division. No week 9 game is more so for that as the Buccaneers and the Saints matchup in week number 9. Here is a look at exactly who will win and why. This is our week 9 preview matchup in the DSFL Total Access.
And they'll attempt the field goal. This one from about 36 yards away.
Earlier this year, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat out rival New Orleans in overtime to take hold of first place in the division.
Our winners, the kick is good.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers hosted an NFC South rivalry that they proved out on top here at home in overtime 16-13 thanks to an offensive shootout by their lead man Doug Williams. But this completely contradicts their style of offense so far in the DSFL too. They ranked 27th in the league in yards per game, yet they passed for over 250 yards against New Orleans. Drew Brees also was very successful as he engineered a late drive that nearly won the game, but a missed field goal changed all that.
Wide right, that one never had a chance.
Oh man, you just have to make those in overtime.
Hartley missed the winning attempt in overtime that the Buccaneers later took advantage and won the football game. The Saints hold the edge in nearly every statistical category and also have the game at home in New Orleans.
So there you have it. The Buccaneers and the Saints week 9 matchup should be very interesting. Should go either way. We'll have to wait and see for the highlights to see who is the winner and pulling it out in that game. So now for our final portion of the broadcast, we will turn into some of the top minds in the entire DSFL. We'll start off with our predictions segment brought to you by Jason Lundgren. That will be eventually followed by our very own Dan Rayone for his entire analysis throughout the first 8 weeks of the Dream season. Thank you very much for watching this presentation of the Dream Season Total Access, and we leave you with a couple of the top minds in the Dream Season giving you their analysis for the Dream Season Football League. So long, this is Nick Rice. Hope you had a great time watching the show, and I will see you next time.
Hi, this is Jason Lundgren, and welcome to Week 9 of DSFL 2. For my first game, it's going to be the Seattle Seahawks and the Cowboys. I think the Seahawks are going to win in Arlington, Texas, because we're on a hot streak and we still have a huge chip on our shoulder. Seahawks over Cowboys. And for my other game, which is a huge upset pick, I choose the Chargers over the Packers. A huge upset in San Diego. I expect Derek Goff to have the game of his season, so hopefully he'll lead the Chargers to beat the highly favored Green Bay Packers. And for my Monday night game, it's the Eagles and Bears. I choose the Eagles over the Bears because they're at home, and I think the Eagles can overcome their difficulties against the highly favored Chicago team. And for the game of the week, it's the 49ers and the Redskins. I expect the 49ers to remain undefeated against the Redskins, although it's going to be real tough for San Francisco since they're in Washington. Bye.
Welcome to the halfway point of the DSFL 2. Today, I am going to discuss some of the most dominant teams and the most underrated team and some of the most disappointing teams so far in the DSFL 2. The most dominant team, as well we know, is the 7-0 San Francisco 49ers. They have been dominating the competition. No one has ever come close except my Detroit Lions. But we'll get to that later. The Houston Texans are definitely the most underrated team. They are 5-2 right now. The only two losses they have in the season are the Pittsburgh Steelers, who of course were one of the favorites to win it all at the beginning of the season, and was also a big surprise, the 5-2 New Orleans Saints. They also beat the defending Dream Bowl 1 champion Oakland Raiders, who were undefeated at the time, and they only have one loss of the season, which is the Houston Texans. However, there might be an asterisk next to the Houston Texans name at the end of the season, because it is the Houston Oilers combined with the Houston Texans. Of course, we did that because we knew that the current Houston Texans franchise, since founded in 2002, would have done nothing in the DSFL. So most of the players on Houston's team are from the Oilers. So they should have been on the Tennessee Titans, because that's their franchise. But we put them on the Houston Texans, so there might be a big controversy there. Anyway, the Miami Dolphins, as I predicted, would go 9-0 and win the title, have been pretty well so far, have done very well. They haven't been dominating, but they have won a lot of close games, including many Game of the Weeks. They've probably played in the most Game of the Week so far. As that, I think that the 49ers are definitely, I have to say, the best team so far in the DSFL. What I really am wondering is how the Dallas Cowboys have become so bad in the DSFL. I mean, come on. What are they, 2-5? They should be 6-1. They are one of the best franchises ever, and they have a terrible season. Aikman's done nothing. Staubach's done nothing. Nobody is doing anything. Even my Lions beat him. That's saying something. But as I talked to Commissioner Nick Rice, he thinks that my Detroit Lions are better than they think, better than anyone else thinks, and I think so too. We came very close to beating those San Francisco 49ers and ending their undefeated streak. Anyway, nice seeing you, and goodbye.